Welcome to the latest episode of FiftyForward Exchange, a video series produced by Nashville nonprofit FiftyForward. The goal of FiftyForward Exchange is to discuss ideas or topics that are important to the older adult community. Today's FiftyForward Exchange showcases a Nashville nonprofit that uses art to change lives and has one of my most wonderful favorite people, Charmin Bates, joining us. Thank you for being with us. I am Sally Hussey, the CEO of FiftyForward. So happy to have all of you here. Charmin, I'm thrilled to have you here with us. So you are the founder and the executive director of Creative Girls Rock.
Yes.
Why did you decide to start Creative Girls Rock?
Yeah, first, thank you for having me on the FiftyForward Exchange. I'm so glad to be here. Creative Girls Rock was actually birthed through a passion for creative arts, youth development, and community engagement. My mom is a retired executive director of a nonprofit agency in Chicago, Illinois, and since I was a little girl, I grew up in the nonprofit realm, and I just felt it was something instilled inside of me just to live out her legacy and to impact, young girls and women like I, grew up in that, how my mom mentored me. Yeah.
So nonprofit and the arts been with you throughout your entire life.
Yes.
So how long has Creative Girls Rock been in existence?
Yep, we'll be 5 years this year.
Wow.
So October 2022 will be 5 years.
Yep. Happy early anniversary.
Thank you.
So I've known you for a few years now, and I know that you lift people up every day. How do the arts fit into what you do and how that is a part of your life?
Yeah, so with Creative Girls Rock, we focus on 4 key initiatives. So your mental health and wellness, youth development, creative arts, and women empowerment. And so with those 4 key initiatives, it's not just your arts and crafts, right?
Yeah.
And so when interacting with, young girls and women or just people every day, I try to just encourage them to what is that one thing that helps you fill your cup up to become the best version of yourself the next day. And that could be coloring, that could be sewing, that could be writing, that could eventually turn into songwriting. And so it just ties into mental health, kind of mental health and wellness, and just being able to tap into yourself.
So and I see how important it is to you, and I've watched you fill your cup up over the last year. So how does that work on a community level? Why is art so important to a community?
Yeah, well, what we've learned through Creative Girls Rock is that there's a sense of fulfillment that our young girls and women receive once going through like a workshop or a creative arts class, seeing something from start to finish and how it affects your mental health and wellness, and just it's very therapeutic to see something from beginning to end and say, I accomplished that, I did it, I completed that project. And so it really ties into the mental piece, and like I said, the mental health and wellness part of, again, your professional or personal development.
So over the last, I guess it's been the last year or so, I've watched, and Creative Girls Rock has worked through some of these beautiful projects, the mobile mural project, and I know that speaks to what you just talked about, the community aspect of this, but that seems a little different. That was almost like a community project on steroids. Why was that? Why did y'all pick a mobile mural project?
Yeah, so in 2021, we completed a big mural in North Nashville, located on the side of Slim and Huskies. And through that process, so many people came up and was like, oh my God, this is beautiful. How did you do this? Or how can I learn how to do it? And from that, we came together as an organization and said, you know what, we want to teach young girls and women how to create a mural on a smaller scale so that one day they can do it in their community on a bigger scale like we did in North Nashville. And so we birthed the mobile mural project. We were like, let's put them on wheels so we can roll them around and literally have them at different community functions or the community centers like your Nashville Public Library. And then we were able to implement a senior program and partnering with 50Forward to have the seniors come out and just express themselves through art.
So, and we were part of that, thank you. It was really wonderful. And you've talked about the mental health piece. What type of an impact do you think maybe the mobile mural project, but maybe in general just all types of creative arts projects have had on communities when they blossom in those communities? And then specifically, did you see any sort of positive impact on that project and the seniors you worked with?
Yes, especially the seniors. There was one participant that actually thanked us. She came up, it was a 2-day course, 4 hours each day. And for the past 2 years, she has not gone anywhere other than to the hospital or the doctor's office. And that was the first time she has ever done anything other than that. And Creative Girls Rock provided that outlet for her to tap into herself again. She loves to paint and she loves creative arts, and she was just like, thank you. I've just to get out the house and to be around other women and to do things that I love.
I can see it. I saw the one at the North Nashville Library, and it is truly beautiful to behold.
Yeah.
So thank you for that.
Yeah.
So do you think the efforts that y'all are doing, Creative Girls Rock and you, are these efforts that other either smaller clubs or a group of seniors or maybe a larger community can replicate? What are y'all doing maybe that you could share with other folks who just think, gosh, I would love to be more creative, but I don't even know how to start? Because that mobile mural project looked like it might be hard. But are there other things? I mean, you just started Creative Girls Rock 5 years ago, but there have to be other ways that folks could become more creative, or fill their cup that might not be as intense as what y'all do. But how do folks just think, I need to do more of this?
Yeah, and it could be as easy as I mentioned coloring, and how therapeutic that could be. Just getting a color, because you're not thinking about, what's your what you have to do, the grocery store list, or what you have to do at work, or all the things that comes with life, right? And you just sit still, and then maybe it could be writing, it could be coloring, but it doesn't have to necessarily be creative arts. What is that one thing you love to do? It could be rollerblading. It could be just walking outside. Like, that's where our women empowerment and the mental health initiative comes in, is really tapping into who you are as a person and what you love to do. So you can get involved. We have color psychology classes, understanding how color affects mood, behavior, and emotion. So again, it doesn't necessarily have to be hands-on all the time. It could be just meditating and reflecting on your day, reflecting on how you feel, and then from there you can express that through art, or you can express that through knitting or coloring, however you would like to do it.
So y'all teach those classes, whether it's color psychology or you're putting on another mobile mural, all across like Nashville, Metro Nashville, just all across the city?
On the city, we're a global brand. We are in about 16 U.S. states, and then Japan, Canada. Just shipped 2 boxes to Egypt yesterday, Australia, and Mexico. And so now we are impacting young girls and women on a local and global level now. Well,
I've seen personally, just after the mural project that involved the older adults in our community, the impact that it had on their mental health and the excitement that they got from being involved in just a small project. So I can imagine what a difference this is making for so many young girls and other women. Yeah. Charmin, anything else you can think about as we think about the social impact of being involved in the arts or mental health? Anything else you want to add?
No, just to be able to make sure you express yourself freely. And what I mean by that, don't hold back. Make sure you're taking that time out your day to tap into, again, who you are and what are the things that you love to do. It's really important, and it's easy to get tied up in your to-do lists and everything you have to do throughout the day, but you have to take time for yourself.
I can remember a couple years ago, it's been more than a couple years ago, but I have a hobby, and I remember not being able to do it as well as I wanted to do it, and I found a quote from a magazine by the actor Stanley Tucci.
Yeah.
And it's been stuck on my bulletin board for over 20-something years, but it says, if you find that thing in life you love, it doesn't matter whether you do it well. It just matters that you do it. And it's still on my wall, and I think that's a good reminder to all of us. You just have to keep plugging away, but find a creative outlet.
Yeah.
Thank you, Charmin, so very much for joining us.
I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
FiftyForward Exchange. We're so glad all of you joined us on this episode of FiftyForward Exchange. We hope there's an idea or two here that you can exchange into action, and we look forward to seeing you again soon.